Today we got a pretty good one for you because guess what? It involves sunlight. We finally got the ability to get on some open water. We've got Tyler Hansen from the Sioux Falls SCHEELS store. He's gonna be taking us out on his boat on the Missouri River out here today.
We got 6 different of my favorite techniques. We're gonna try catching fish on every single one of them.
Okay, what are the 6? Let's break them down quick.
We got jigging a minnow, jigging a plastic crankbait, bottom bouncer, jig wrap, and then casting a crankbait.
Should be a pretty fun day. We're gonna, the difference here though is once he starts with one, he can't switch until we catch a fish on that one. So what are your thoughts on the first one we're gonna use?
I'm gonna start with the jigging a minnow this morning.
Jigging a minnow. So jigging a minnow, and we're gonna be on jigging a minnow until we catch one. And then we can kind of unlock the next lure and move on to the next one. So stay tuned. We're gonna get some lures in the water here real quick and we'll keep you updated.
Oh, I got a short shank stand-up jig. On a mono, we're gonna be casting right up shore, so I want as much as that float in the line as possible. Hopefully it keeps me out of the snags.
So why start with the jigging a minnow? Is that one you have the most confidence in to kind of move on from?
A little colder morning, just trying to keep it as natural as possible. As that sun gets up, that water temp will jump up a couple degrees and that fish activity and aggressive should pick up, so some of the other techniques will be a little bit more beneficial at that point is what I think. Let's see here near as much as I thought I would here. If we don't see anything, we're gonna boogie out of here. Time to switch locations. Pretty big area, so we're using our electronics to find an area, see if we can find any fish that are bunched up and holding tight together.
You said jigging wrap was your maybe not least confident, but the one you were most nervous about. But what would be the one that you're like, oh yeah, I think we'll be dialed in?
I think a crankbait, but I also said the same thing about a jig and a minnow. I mean, the fish are kind of in a weird funk right now where...
In spots like this, are they more so suspended or are they more hanging out on the bottom?
There's some fish that'll suspend up, you know, trying to catch that warmer water and that sunlight, especially on a cooler morning like this.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, this is the way fishing goes sometimes, right, Tyler?
That's the way it goes.
We are on spot number probably 4 or 5, and we're probably an hour and a half or so into the first one, and we have yet to get one on the jig and minnow setup. Not that we're doing anything wrong, just sometimes things don't line up like we want them to, but once we get stuff rolling here, I think we're going to have some success going forward. So we're going to keep at it.
Oh, barely grabbing a hold of that. Yes.
On the board with jig and the minnow. On the board. Let's go. You're finally off the hook of jig and minnow.
My go-to let me down the longest.
So what's up next? What's your choice for the rest of the 5?
We're gonna do a bottom bouncer here.
Bottom bouncer, and we're gonna see what that brings us. But we're on the board finally. So Tyler, is there anything real special with the bottom bouncer setup we got going on?
Nope, just a 3 to 4 foot snell, minnow style hook. I use a red or bead of some sort to give it a little extra color to it.
It's gonna be, you have a little more confidence in this right now after catching that one?
Kind of.
A little bit maybe?
Yep, I think the fish are just firing up a little bit too.
So what are some of the better applications people can use bottom bouncer setups in?
A little bit longer rod to get the bait away from the boat. It helps separate lines as well, so if the guy has in the back of the boat a shorter rod, they're not right on top of each other. A medium moderate action so that fish can hit the bait and that rod can load up, and a lot of times they don't feel that restriction from the rod or the power of the rod and spit the bait out.
Is it more of an all-year tactic?
It is. I mean, It's a good approach. You can catch fish almost all year on. Your best time's probably from now till August, September.
Tyler, I bet you'll never guess why this is one of my favorite kinds of fishing.
Relaxing?
That and your hands free so you can eat snacks.
Yeah. For sure. Missouri River walleye on the bottom bouncer.
All right, spot number 1 on the day.
Oh man, 30?
30. We've had a morning, I tell you what.
We're back to where one of the spots that we started at. A lot of fish this morning, they just weren't very fired up. We're gonna see if the sun and heat of the day is maybe get them going.
And we're still throwing jigging plastic, so we've got
Jigging and plastic.
And then what do we got left after that yet?
Crankbait, jig wrap, and then trolling a crankbait.
So now would be a good time to give everybody the rundown on your setup for what you like throwing.
I got a few different setups, almost all the same. Size 2500 or 3000 spinning reel, 610 to 7.3 rod, paired with either mono or braid. But if you're running braid, I got a mono or fluoro 3-foot leader tied on to the jig.
Any particular jig types or colors do you?
Kind of a little bit. I like gold black, all black, parrot, just something that gives off a good dominant shadow. There.
Oh. Run. Look at that.
Not the biggest, but
that means you get to move on though.
box number 3 is over. Oh man, this is the tricky part. We are a long ways away from my next bite that I want to use. I gotta look at them again. I was gonna pull the crankbaits here.
Okay.
But now those fish were pretty fired up.
Who knows, you could get lucky and snipe another one.
Nah, I'm not doing it.
The decision has been made.
Yep. We're not going far though. Got 2 shallow diving crankbaits on lead core, pulling the edge of the sand flat rake along the trees here. Just caught one on a plastic right away. They seem pretty aggressive, so we're gonna try seeing if we can get it duplicated on a crankbait right away. It'd be a sin to catch one right away, wouldn't it?
Well,
we've had to work hard for him today for how nice it is.
I was gonna say after a longer morning, I think either of us would be okay with catching one right away on this
Yeah.
anyway. Now, is there any specific ratio that works best for how far out you have them as in regards to how deep it is or how deep they're supposed to be diving?
It's kind of a rule of thumb. I just got standard lead core on here. You're looking about 2 to 3 feet per color on 18-pound lead core, depending on speed and current. If you're going slow, it's obviously going to dive deeper. We're going at a little faster speed, and we got battling a little current as well, so it's going to lift that bait up naturally.
Got one?
Yep, got one. It's on the top already.
Look at that.
Cha-ching.
On the jointed?
Yep, on the jointed. Firetail, fire tiger.
We are going to do what?
Probably start casting a crankbait. We'll see. Or a jig wrap. Sometimes you just got to go with your gut.
Yeah. And this might be kind of dumb, but we're not that far from where we just were. Right?
Yeah.
Like,
yep.
we're not that far. So why did we make an adjustment?
We're going up against the current, and we'll come back with the current again.
Okay.
They don't want to eat. Sometimes you can't make them eat no matter what. I don't have that problem, unfortunately. When I want to eat, I just eat no matter hungry or not.
So obviously we kind of put them in two different categories, but casting a crankbait versus trolling a crankbait,
Yep.
why is that so much different in how you're approaching it?
Casting a crankbait, usually you're doing it over shorelines, trees, structure, some sort of, you can catch them doing it suspended too, but long line crankbaits, that crankbait will meet its max potential getting down there. When you're only casting 60, 80 feet, crankbait can only get so deep.
Okay, so this is the one you thought that we were gonna have the most trouble with. So what's your tactics going into it here?
Just trying to locate a couple fish, 1, 2, 3 little pods, and we're just trying to drop the bait down right in front of them. We're not going to be really strongly ripping it like you would say later on in the summer, fall months. Just short lifts up and down, and hopefully either they chase it up, hit it on the bottom, or they're going to come and trap it to the bottom.
The jig and wrap is proving to be what you thought it might be.
You always got to have faith.
You always gotta have some faith. What kind of rod do you usually use for jig and wrap stuff?
6'10" to 7 foot, medium fast. There will be times on like a smaller jig wrap, 7 or a 5, I'll switch to like a medium light action.
And why is that?
Just not near the weight of the bait, so you can get away with a little lighter rod. The water's a little dirtier compared to where we came to, which isn't a terrible thing, but
well, folks, we're trying hard for the last one. We're back at the marina. We've got a hard stop at 5 p.m. So we're giving her heck at the end here. Tyler's throwing all we got at him. We're gonna see how it goes. That clock says 5:03, Tyler, and that means
she's
that our
over.
challenge is officially over. All things considered, went pretty well. It was a rough day, but overall we got fish on almost every single lure except for the jig and wrap, which you said in the beginning was going to be the hardest one to do, right?
Correct.
And like I said, we've got a hard stop at 5 and we're already a little past our time, so we are pulling back up to the ramp right now. But hopefully you guys enjoyed today's video, a little challenge style for you guys. So hopefully you liked it. Drop a comment down below if you did, and we'll see you next time.